So this is the perfect venue for me. I don't have one of those, oh my God, I can't stand myself on screen. I love watching my movies.
Samuel L. Jackson. Few names ring as synonymous with the world of cinema. An icon in Hollywood, one of the greatest actors to ever grace the silver screen.
Hey, if I don't want to see me, I wouldn't expect you to pay to see me. I'm a professional. I show up at work on time, I know my lines, I hit my marks, and I treat the other actors and the crew members with respect.
With a work ethic like no other, boasting a catalog of over 150 films, it's hard to doubt Jackson's status as one of the most important figures in cinema history.
I'm a college graduate. I'm a father, a husband, a son. I'm a good person with all that. I'm a citizen. I pay my taxes. I've never been arrested. I believe in education. I believe in one's, treating man the way you want man to treat you. Yeah, I'm a movie star to you. To me, I'm just a guy with an interesting job. I don't want to cut in line in front of you. I don't want to, lord it over you because you see me or I'm famous. I'm famous because you think I'm famous. Getting into theater and discovering how to explore the human condition, that there are, a lot of different stories to tell, a lot of different ways to tell them, experiencing the joy of creating something that's believable to an audience. And once I was able to sit in an audience and watch myself do it, believe in myself while I was up there. So it's just a burning desire to, create.
The skills Jackson learned as a young theater actor were invaluable.
Well, when I get the script, or once they tell me I have the job, and I pretty much signed on the dotted line, I sit at home and do all the things that I did when I was a young actor in the theater. I sit at home, I find out who the character is, what his relationships are to the other people in the film. I do a biography for him. If I don't have any information, I make up the stuff. If I have information, I use what's there and create a whole person that I can use that has experiences and brothers, sisters, or whatever. And then I show up and kind of do it. That was a certain point that this wasn't part of my goal, I guess movie stardom or whatever, that I'd totally forgotten about it. And I was immersed in theater and doing all these wonderful plays. And I had done a couple of Pulitzer Prize-winning plays and worked with some directors that gave me insight in how to go deeper into a character and how to relate to the stories and the people inside them in a different way, that the craft became so important to me that the result of the craft did not. So that when this happened, it was just kind of like, okay. But, being able to figure out how to stay in it, is the difficult part. Getting there, a lot of people get a shot. Some people get 2 or 3. But you got to figure out a way to stay there and make yourself important to the product and make yourself important to an audience. And I think that's the most important thing.
Having carved out his position as a theater actor in the New York scene, Jackson found there was one thing holding him back from making the transition from stage to screen.
You revealed recently that you've had a stutter.
Have a stutter.
Have a stutter, still?
Yeah. I guess when I'm doing characters, my characters don't stutter, so I don't have to worry about them. And it was funny, because when I was talking about it last week, I realized that I actually started to pretend to be people who didn't stutter when I was very young so that I wouldn't stutter. That seemed to be the thing that would work for me, that I had to go back and stop and say, well, where am I in the midst of all that, How many people have I created to cover this thing to the point that maybe I've gotten lost in who I am, and I don't know.
So do you still have days when you're on set where you're...
Oh yeah, I have days, or some days it's B, some days it's P, some days it's G, and it all depends, and I think probably the worst one for me are sentences that begin with W. I have W days a lot, so the first thing I have to say is what, when, why, or whatever, depending upon the level of intensity and where we're trying to go, I'll get caught up with woo, 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 and it just gets me.
Despite his stutter, in 1989, Jackson was given the opportunity to work with one of the greatest directors in the world. The King of Brooklyn, Spike Lee.
Can you see yourself still having the same passion to do such a seminal film again?
To my last breath. Important thing for me is people are getting to express themselves and getting a chance to work in their craft. Because that's something I've always been very mindful of, is that I'm gonna work in my craft, work in my craft, work in my craft.
By 1989, Spike already had 2 successful titles under his belt, She's Gotta Have It and School Days. Jackson was given the chance to work alongside Spike for the first time when he was cast for the role of Mr. 𝗟𝗺𝗹 𝗟 in Do the Right Thing, a film which severely underachieved at festivals despite its good reviews.
From what you're saying, it doesn't matter to you whether one ever gets an Oscar or not.
Well, I've come to that point. I mean, before, there have been times in Cannes, 3 times we felt we got robbed.
In Cannes?
In Cannes, She's Gotta Have It, Do the Right Thing, and Jungle Fever. And we felt we deserved the Best Picture with Do the Right Thing.
Wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up! Up you wake, up you wake, up you wake, up you wake! This is Mr. 𝗟𝗺𝗹, your voice of choice, the world's only 12-hour strong man on the air, here on We Love Radio 108 FM, the last on your dial, but first in your hearts, and that's the truth root. Here I am I here? You know it, you know. This is Mr. 𝗟𝗺𝗹 doing the nasty to your ears to the nasty. Eyes only play the platters that matter, the matters they platter. And that's the truth root.